Well, we got a really interesting sci-fi comedy for you right now that I got to see at Fantasia Film Festival, and it's really good. So we need to talk about it. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be doing another spoiler-free review of a Fantasia 2025 premiere called Stinker. Yeah. This one's a sci-fi comedy that's like an absurdist comedy with like a big chunk of like meaning thrown into that whole pile of wonderful characters. This is an interesting movie just by the premise alone, and I'll tell you that now. Three strangers with nothing in common: Sadyk, a homeless man with a death wish; Nadya, a cold-faced shopkeeper; and an alien hiding in the outhouse, desperate to return to its planet, cross paths in a godforsaken corner of Kazakhstan. Yes, this is another Kazakhstan movie. Two movies from Kazakhstan. This will be like my second one that I've ever seen, at least that I know of. And this one is by director Yurden Telemisov. And he's also the writer on this movie, one of two. Sergei Litovchenko is also one of the writers on this as well. I'm just glad to see that there's movies coming out of Kazakhstan. I've seen some pretty good stuff out of there. This movie really impressed me. This is a story about a bunch of outcasts, people who have really nobody and that are lost to the world or don't really belong anywhere and don't really have anybody, no family to call their own. And they all sort of kind of convene on this one situation where an alien crash lands and ends up living in the outhouse, in the poop, literally in the poop, guys. So that alone just makes you want to be curious as to how you can make a family story out of a poop monster, pretty much. They do it, and it's actually pretty good. Like, there's some really dark humor in the beginning of this movie that just lets you know immediately that, okay, I know what we're in for this movie. Like, I want to tell you so bad, but literally the first joke of the entire movie, they roll the credits after a joke, and it's like, okay, I get it. It's a very dry humor in a lot of ways. It's not intended to be like, you know, that kind of humor where you just kind of are prompted to laugh at. It's definitely a little bit more subtle and dark and twisted. It also has like this like really nice nest egg of like purpose with the whole family content that I've been telling you about. But yeah, like I loved all the characters in this movie too. Like the homeless guy, the shopkeeper, there was like a deputy police officer in this movie. All of them have their own personal quirks and things about them that everybody's a little bit flawed in this world. And I think that's sort of like the ongoing joke, you know, for this director at least, that Kazakhstan, you know, of all places, they had to end up in Kazakhstan, which I think is awesome. Like, you just really want to like each and every one of these characters to a degree that it's like you don't normally get that in regular movies. Now, this isn't a, you know, laugh out loud comedy all the time. There was some moments that I did obviously laugh out loud. It's just one of those movies where, you know, alien meets random people, makes family, and it's just a good sort of feeling. I think it's kind of cool that Kazakhstan has its own version of this in a way, in a very unique way. You know, it's not like anything else I've seen before. A good example of some of the humor and comedy in this movie that I think would be comparable is Swiss Army Man. If you ever saw that movie, it has like this absurd story, but it has this like really meaningful heart to it. You know what I mean? Like that you would not expect from like a dead farting man. So it's the same thing. You get a shit-eating alien. You know, I mean, two different worlds, literally. I don't know what planet he's from, but you get the joke. But it definitely has a punch to it, and I think it's worth seeing. I would honestly give this at least a 7.5, if not an 8 out of 10. It was a feel-good film that I was not expecting to have. And yes, it's a horror channel that we're on. But, you know, sometimes these like genre films can really kind of make a big impact, where they just take this bizarre story and then somehow tell this wonderful tale. The practical effects on the creature, they did a really good job. They do like all kinds of lighting effects and stuff in this. There's some really good like visual effects that they use, like CGI, that really kind of blended into the movie very well. The acting was actually pretty damn good. I kept thinking of like Train to Busan characters in this movie because of how likable they were. They make you feel for them. In either case, this is also going to be playing on the 22nd at Fantasia Film Festival. It just aired last night, so the embargo is up. I didn't get a chance to post it last night like I wanted to, so I'm just now getting to it today to share with you guys. If you get a chance, I'm sure you're going to see it on one of the streaming platforms at some point in time. Maybe Arrow will pick it up and put it out or something like that on digital, kind of like they did with Steppenwolf. So I don't know. I'm really glad to see Kazakhstan come out with some movies, so congratulations to you guys. Yurden Telesmosov seems like a really fantastic guy. But yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about this. Like, what do you think of this movie Stinker? And is it something that seems like up your alley, even though it's not a scary, violent movie or anything like that? It's just a fun, I don't want to say family movie because there's some really dark jokes in the movie, but it's just one of those entertainment fun movies that just makes you feel good. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you, Fantasia Film Festival, for allowing me to check this movie out early. And as always, long live the void.